Hello, welcome to Western Montana Views. I'm Ryan.
I'm Lee.
Welcome back, guys.
Hi.
Today we're going to get into some music appreciation today.
Yeah. Music is often overlooked as far as the source of enjoyment.
I've needed it during COVID, that's for sure.
Well, there's a lot of physiological effects associated with music. I mean, I'm sure our viewers would probably say, no kidding.
No shit,
But
Sherlock.
It improves your cognitive performance.
Absolutely.
It makes you smarter.
Absolutely.
I think what it's doing is it's connecting neural pathways or exercising old pathways that you just don't really use.
Sure.
And what I've always found amazing is that you can't remember really too much from reading a book. Hear me out here. Watching a movie, something like that. But if you put on old music that you used to listen to years ago,
You get like every lyric.
you remember every single word.
Every word. Yep.
That is so mysterious. And so it's re-exercising those neural pathways, they're waking up. I've never known anything else. You can't recite a page from a book that you read because
No, not word for word. Hell no.
not word for word, but if you have a favorite artist, you know all
Every
their songs.
single word. You're humming along to it, singing to it,
Even
you're
if
bouncing around to
even
it.
if you haven't heard that music in
Sure.
10 years,
Oh, absolutely.
put on an old Metallica song. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'll get nostalgic. Of
course.
for sure.
Of course.
I get nostalgic still listening to Pink Floyd. I had to find this shirt and put it on today. So music appreciation. So
Yeah, right. So obviously it reduces stress.
oh, absolutely,
Absolutely, it reduces stress.
without question.
And so, in reducing stress, a recurring theme of ours, or at least a recurring message of ours, is it is hell out there in the world. If it isn't sickness, it is aggression towards each other, mistrust of each other, high stress. There's financial stress. Anything you can do to reduce your stress, that is our common message, and probably you'll hear it from us forever.
Well, I mean, when you really think about it, isn't music putting you on nearly, maybe not all the way, but nearly the same wavelength, the same brain wavelength, at least going through your ears and through your, cochlear,
Cochlear.
Yeah, thank you. Part right here, and then it goes through your ear canal, and then it gets stimulated in your brain.
It's mechanical energy being transferred into chemical energy.
Yeah.
Eardrum moves.
Sure.
Makes the chemicals move. So we're reducing stress. We're cheerleading for reducing stress. We'll get a handle on our illnesses. We'll get a handle on our differences. In the meantime, if you haven't read a book like we encourage you to do, or to watch an old movie together, or to do a puzzle, we're talking about music. Go to music. It is really a quick thing to do. It improves your memory.
Absolutely.
We mentioned Metallica. You can probably remember exactly the car you were driving and the clothes you were wearing based on when Metallica's Black Album came out.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That damn
or when you got around to listening to the Black Album, so
Right.
same thing.
Right, exactly.
But,
you
yeah,
know who your
later.
friends were. You remember who you were dating. You remember that piece of shit car that you had. Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So, what I was surprised in my research, and again, I research heavily on Google. I ain't lying. You can find this information out on Google. Go there. But a comment that was made was that it can help manage pain. Now I'm wondering, how would that manage your pain? I mean, is it a meditation? Augmented? Is it music-inspired meditation?
Like a seance or some sort of meditation or some sort of just
Well,
different sort of escapism, I guess.
I think it has to do with fluid in your brain pan or in your body. You know,
It's
how,
just mixing around.
you know how
It's
a full
just
moon makes everyone crazy?
yeah.
Well, they say that pain can be managed with certain types of music. And as an example, there are some Polynesian drumming rituals that we listened to on a couple different occasions when I was in college. And when we walked out of the auditorium, without having the benefit of alcohol or pot, you walked out of there, and for hours you were like, you could do stuff.
You were buzzing. You were buzzing. Yeah, I feel like after a concert that I go to, I feel like I'm buzzing at times.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I'm talking about big drums and bass drums and these bass reflex drums where they go boing, boing.
Yeah.
Right? Went to Hawaii for the first time in my life several years ago. Went to a luau. In the presentation of the Polynesian history and the moving of tribes by canoe to the next island, they had little Segway breakups deal, and they came out and they drummed. And I wasn't drinking at the time when I went to Hawaii. And when I walked out of there, I felt like I was
drunk.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because of the drums.
Well, yeah, and that's like you say, it's like your body moving that fluid around in your,
in your brain pan, or in your body, or in your affected area, probably improving circulation.
Right.
Might
get an ancillary benefit out of it for sure.
Improve sleep. There's a right time.
Depends. It depends on your music, I think. Maybe a little bit.
There's a right time and a wrong time to listen to Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you're going to bed, Pink Floyd might be the thing that puts you down.
Yeah. Depends, unless you got all them ringing bings and bells, like in the beginning of this album, but...
That's true. Then you'd be woke up. In a previous episode, I mentioned Tracy Chapman.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, beautiful artist, beautiful singer, right? But her music is so melodic, and her voice is so wonderful.
Right.
That small children go... So if you're doing a long-range road trip and you got small kids, pick yourself up a Tracy Chapman. Okay, so it motivates you?
Yeah.
Boxers, they listen to Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I mean, some of that music amps you up. I mean, we were listening in football. We were listening to, like, Godsmack and, like you say, Metallica. We were listening to shit that just want to, like, beat the crap out of.
And then you did.
Out of the other team.
And then you did. The Manhattan Tigers went and tried to do their best against everyone they came up against, right?
Damn drop.
So a big motivator.
Yeah, so it just kind of depends. But there's also the music that just kind of mellows you out, or... there's other music that you want to be complicated. You want to, like, make you feel something, or make you feel sad, or make you feel melancholy, or make you feel whatever, and that's where, like, there's a ton of Pink Floyd songs that do that. There's a ton of Pussifer songs that do that. There's a ton of just Kid Cudi songs. You don't know who Kid Cudi is because you're not into rap that much, or hip hop.
Because I'm too old. I'm too white.
But there's a lot of struggle in the lyrics.
Sure.
So it just same thing with Run the Jewels. So, and I think you actually do like Run the Jewels a little bit.
You saw Run the Jewels in
live.
Washington?
I saw them in Portland.
In Portland?
Yeah.
And how was it?
It was awesome. That's where I was buzzing after the show was over. Yeah.
It took you days to come down, huh?
Well, yeah. What was cool about it too is that the floor vibrated too, and like it bounced up and down because it was like a 1910 dance hall or something. So there was a little step in the floor. Yeah, there was in the whole floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what was cool. So when you had like the hip hop going, like everyone's just like bouncing up and down. Not quite like
you didn't break through.
Not like a trampoline, but you could definitely feel it moving. And
Don't try this on a shoddy balcony.
It was indoors and it was fairly safe, but no, it was cool, and the music was awesome. And I think Ted and I were at like third, fourth row. Ted's my good friend, former roommate. Shout out to Ted. So yeah, that's where we went to go see Run the Jewels.
My last
It was in Portland.
My last
I'll have to remember the name of the
concert,
theater, though.
which was very excellent, was Godsmack, that played at the former Ice Gardens in
sure.
Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah, I went to that one with you, too, yeah.
Now, I was 45 degrees off the stage and 45 degrees up.
Yeah.
And since everyone else was down on the dance floor moshing, taking an elbow to the chin,
Yeah.
well, they were hauling out crying girls because they wanted to go down in the mosh pit. Let's go down in the mosh pit. Okay, fine.
Right.
45 off, 45 up. I had no one in front of me. And I sat there, and that was one of the best concerts I have ever seen. Their drummings, back to drums. They did that drum.
Oh, yeah.
That drum
battle or
Drum
whatever.
battle?
Yeah. Yeah, to explain what this drum battle is, they had two sets of drummers. So they had the singer and then they had the main drummer, and they were like riffing off each other's beats, basically. So one would play like a super complex beat, and the other one would challenge him back, going, you know, and then the other one would like beat it back, going.
So if you're an old
so
guy,
it's like a drum battle going on between these two guys, and it was really awesome, actually.
So if you're an old guy and you're just kind of now dabbling into some of this newer music like Metallica,
That's new.
music.
That's not new.
It's new to me. Anyway,
It's showing up as classic
No,
rock now.
it's relatively old to me, to even me. And Godsmack, the dueling drum segment.
That's
of,
close to
I forget
classic
what
rock
song
now,
that
too.
is.
Funny.
Have your grandson or have your son play that for you.
Sure.
It'll move you. It'll move you. It is quite exciting. Let's remind people of the different sources of music.
Oh, sure.
Our viewers are like, what the hell are you talking about? I get on my...
Duh, I know what media
I
is.
get on my computer and I dial up. Tell me who you dial
See,
up.
no to the dial-up. No, see, you already failed.
Dial up.
You already failed. You already failed on your lingo.
You'd keystroke to who?
So
your computer.
you'd probably just go to like YouTube, or you go to a streaming service like Pandora, or YouTube Music or something like that.
Sure.
Sure. That's what you would probably do now.
Sure.
As far as modern services, obviously, if you have older media like CDs, cassettes, anything older, records are obviously coming back in a big way. Obviously, So he's got his own little, tiny treasure there. So
Yeah, right.
of old records, not a real treasure. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
There's some good ones in there. I've listened to some in
sources
there.
of music to remind people, because a lot of times you take for granted things that you currently own that you had previous pleasure with, and they're sitting in a box in your shed or they're
sure.
in an attic or whatever. Go find that stuff. It's still good. If it's a scratched up piece of vinyl, get a newer version or a different media of that music. Vinyl records, if you keep them in good shape, and always have, we're taught from the get-go how to keep your records wonderful. Vinyl records. This, to our young viewers,
To the uninitiated.
to the young viewers, is a cassette. They're thinking, what a dick. Right? But to guys,
A little bit.
But to guys my age, it's like, yeah, I remember I used to have them. Where are they? Are they in a box? Are they in your attic? In your basement? Go dust them off and listen to some music. You loved this music in the past. You still love it. You probably know every single word. This is Dan Seals on arrival. He's been dead for a number of years. I do miss him.
So I have a question. So obviously they didn't really, I guess they did, but they had more cassette players in cars. That's why the cassettes took off. Is that the deal? Other than the 8-track?
Yeah, 8-track was like...
Because I think 8-track probably, didn't they have a separate audio track, like 2 separate audio tracks or something like that? And then you needed more of the 8 tracks. Like you need like maybe 3 8-tracks for every one cassette.
8-track had 4 tracks on each side.
Okay.
Because it would play to the end and then it would play at the back side.
Okay.
So to speak.
Gotcha.
Right? And that's why they called it an 8-track. Cassettes were invented because people can't carry their records
Everywhere.
to their buddy's place. and play records. If you grab a stack of records and try to hump
Yeah.
them around, you realize that they're heavy as hell. The old
Yeah.
and so between that, the weight of the record and the fragility of the needle on the tone arm, because they weren't cheap, the needles weren't cheap, they came up with cassettes.
Gotcha.
And next thing down the line, the next modern innovation. This is your little history lesson. I know it. I'm a dick. I'm a loudmouth Montana
Yeah.
boy. All right, cassettes.
CDs.
All right. CDs.
Fail. That's what the kids call epic fail.
This one's Charlie Daniels. I probably bought it in Fayetteville, North Carolina in '74.
You mean you didn't go down to Georgia looking for a Soul to Steal?
No, I went down to Georgia. I went down to Georgia looking
Did I just call him the devil? No, I'm just kidding.
I went down to Georgia in search of Jump Wing.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
All right. And then after that...
I got to give him crap. He's my old man.
Yeah. Vinyl records, cassettes, CDs brings me to iTunes. I entered the
Sure.
21st century. That was my first gizmo.
That's where we got you into.
All my coworkers said, "Is that a Sony Walkman on your hip?" There's such a thing as a iPod.
Yeah.
And they downloaded, you and your brother downloaded a lot of music into my iPod. And guess what? I was a happy camper digging with an excavator for years.
Yep.
Years.
Yep.
I never went anywhere without my iTunes.
And then you remember that other one we did where you could, with the record player, you could cut tracks with that record player.
Certainly. Yeah.
And it worked as the record player, and we're still using it to this day.
Still using that turntable. And then, of course, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And we use, in conjunction with YouTube, Chromecast. Now, Chromecast is a modern little module that you hook up to the back of your television, and then by accessing YouTube and keystroking in your artist, say it's Dolly Parton, say it's anybody, okay? Keystroke in Dolly Parton. Video comes up. You select which one you want.
Mm-hmm.
You hit play, and it will present itself. And if you've installed the Chromecast correctly, which is have one of your kids help you, have your
They're probably
grandkid
watching
help
on a
you.
Chromecast or probably watching
Might
on
even
YouTube
be watching on a
or phone.
Chromecast. But for the older guys like me that go, "Oh, it sounds too modern, sounds too technical." Well, if you got kids or know of someone, they could probably square you away with.
So basically, what
Chromecast.
you like to do is you like to take music, find something related to that music, and then look it up on YouTube, basically.
Well, I get in. I don't listen.
And with the Chromecast, that helps put that onto the big screen TV.
I like witnessing the music that's being performed.
Oh,
now,
sure.
Now, I appreciate music in my car.
Who don't?
I can't watch the performance. If I listen to my vinyl on the turntable, I can't watch a performance. I like to sit down in front of my TV and pipe out a concert of Pink Floyd through the speakers and sit there and watch the musicians do it.
Sit all the way through, yeah.
What was the Metallica one where they...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The album S&M, that's what it was.
S&M.
Yeah,
When
Symphony
that
and
thing came
Metallica.
out
Yeah, that
on
was cool.
DVD,
Yeah, that was cool.
that was one of the best productions I've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
And
And Michael Kamen, he's done music, movie soundtracks, for a long time. Like he did like the first Lethal Weapon and others too. So
right, so through the benefit of Chromecast, used in conjunction with your TV and a laptop computer, you go to YouTube, you select music, you type in your artist that you want, you select from the menu of their performances, and then you Chromecast to your TV, and you get out your bowl of popcorn, and you watch anything in the world. You pick it, you watch it, you enjoy it, and it lowers your stress.
yeah,
Wonderful deal.
definitely.
Preferred genres. There's too many to list.
Oh, there's too many. I listen to nearly everything at this point. If I get inspiration, I'll pick it for a long time. I'll listen to something for a long time and not stop listening to it for like a month, and then I gotta not listen
Till
to
you
whatever I'm
force
listening
yourself?
to. Yeah, until I force myself not to.
Yeah. I got on a kick of Breaking Benjamin.
Oh yeah, I did too actually.
And my boss would come and say, You know, it's at the end of the day, we're all quitting, you know, getting the pickup, we're going back to the shop. You're gonna dig the whole project today?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm listening to Breaking Benjamin. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I should love you for that. If that's what it does for you.
Rock, pop, country, R&B, rap, hip hop. I don't know much about rap and hip hop. Why?
But I'm trying to introduce you to more and more as time goes on. Even I'm not like the biggest expert at all or anything like that, obviously. But it's just a matter of appreciating, you know,
Well, there's
people that can create music that your people can definitely not make. So,
well, again, that's
appreciation.
That's the benefit of technology.
Yeah.
Too. I mean,
the internet.
Yeah, right. Novelty songs. Do you know anything about novelty songs? Johnny Horton's Battle of New Orleans.
So like a whole bunch of like epics, basically.
No, they're kind of
like stories
in their
or
own strange category of genre.
I can't say I do. Sorry.
Barry Sadler, the Battle of the Green Beret, or the
No, I haven't heard
Ballad of the Green Beret. Okay, anyway. You have operatic music, instrumental music,
Sure.
symphonic, or orchestral. Pick one. There's music out there, but the main point is this for me. I enjoy Chromecasting to TV.
Sure.
All right. Okay. So how are we doing on time, Kyle?
We're at 21:30.
Nice. Mm-hmm. If someone said, "Okay, Ryan."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who should I listen to? I'm sick of my music. I'm 25 years of age.
I'd probably go with Pussifer and then Tool, and because they're the same artist basically, but different bands. Mm-hmm. So if they don't like one, they could try the other, and they'd probably like the other one.
Right.
Funny enough. So
right.
I've heard that. But the reason why I mention those bands is because it's very easy to get into a listening kick with those guys and not be sick of it because they have such varying music. Throughout their genre of rock and, electronic, and now they're doing like deep, like outlaw country plus now like electronica, and now they're doing, they're doing it all. That's why I like that they're doing that, because you're working with, or you're listening to people that work with classically trained artists.
Well,
that's why I like them, and that's why I'm trying to like look up more and more people that are classically trained, not just someone that can just belt out a simple tune on a guitar and then that would have made millions back in the 80s. No, I'm talking about people that really know their craft.
Mm-hmm.
Musicians, true artists. Musicians,
classically trained a lot.
Yeah,
mostly classically trained. Instead of garage band bred. Nothing against garage bands. Love you.
Right.
Right. And in the music that you play around the house and that I listen to, Tool, Pussifer.
Yeah.
What strikes me is their prophetic songs.
Oh man, their lyrics. That too.
A lot of their music is not new. It's not brand spanking new.
No.
But it's relevant.
Right.
To this minute.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hear a lyric and I stop in mid stride,
yeah,
because it catches my attention, like, no, you did not just say that. Oh no, because that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, and there's so much of that in Tool, and that's why I just can't stop listening to it, because it's like, oh, better throw this song on because I saw this event happen, or I better throw this song on because I saw this event happen. It reminds me of a lyric, or so in Tool.
And of course, you're a big fan of the classic artists like Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin,
some of the old gray-haired guy music of old.
Yeah, I mean, I like Hendrix. I like a whole bunch of guys of old. There's obviously some old country like the Highwaymen. That's I do like some outlaw country here and there. I'm trying to throw a little bit more back into it, actually, into the rotation a little bit more. But if it's honky tonk or if it's just like the current country, count me out. Count me the F out. Count me out. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I don't want to diss on anyone, but it's just not for me.
I can't relate to it yet because it sounds to me like it's a whole bunch of scale singing.
Yeah.
And computer logarithm, predictable
patterns. and then throw this
their
much
song
fiddle
making.
in, and then throw this much piano in,
Yeah,
and then throw this much.
at
There's
four-
no originality anymore. There's no story
At
anymore.
14 seconds, we need the obligatory violin.
Right, and it's just so manufactured. I mean, I think that's what I hate the most about it. Though, I mean, so I don't want to hate on just like
No.
country
No.
or folk. You know, in fact, for many years they'd hold the National Folk Festival in Butte, and that's where you'd see people doing folk music there, and you'd have a blast just going there. Actually, you know,
Well, it's Butte.
yeah.
It's Butte.
So everyone's getting drunk. Everyone's singing Irish songs. Everyone's singing this and that. You know, it's pretty cool. You know, so
All you gotta do in Butte to have a good time is come with a smile on your face and remember your manners. Remember to bring your manners.
remember to pay your bar tab too, and you'll be welcome back again.
Right. My recommendations.
Sure.
And I'm recommending this to the...
New recommendation. Okay.
This is a new recommendation. There's an older part of our viewing audience that is very familiar, although they haven't probably listened to it in a long time. And that is Marty Robbins.
Oh yeah.
Now,
yeah.
if you live in Montana, you've got to know Marty Robbins. If you're a cowboy,
You've heard Marty
you've
Robbins.
got to know Marty Robbins. And I would hate for the time to run out on this segment or this episode of Western Montana Views without requesting, again, Yellowstone,
Sure.
and a request that they use Marty Robbins song, specifically Saddle Tramp, 160 Acres, maybe even Running Gun. Big Iron, it's played so much, it's really quite overused. It's the rock musicians' go-to intro song of Marty Robbins'
Sure.
musical library.
I'm not as familiar with those ones. I know some of his bigger
Right.
hits, but
So, Saddle Tramp, lonely guy. 160 Acres is an employee's appreciation for his life, the simplicity of his life. It's about a guy that is glad that he's got a boss.
and sometimes those bosses just make you want to quit. So make you want. Anyway.
Running Gun is about a gunslinger that steps out of his saddle one day and is met right there on the ground. First steps on the ground with a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Utah Carol, sad song about a work buddy. Fastest gun around. Well, everyone tries the fastest gun. Sometimes it works out for you, and sometimes it don't. I did a little bit of research on YouTube and Chromecasted. For you young viewers that don't know who Marty Robbins is, you've heard his music, probably Big Iron.
That and Breaking Bad.
Red Dead.
Red Dead, yeah.
If you play video games, Red Dead Redemption, you've heard Big Iron. Fallout New Vegas. Again, that's the bar scene. You'll hear Big Iron. Grand Theft Auto 5. It's the bar scene of that too. Again, Big Iron. Breaking Bad. TV shows, popular TV shows.
Yeah.
So, the film industry is rediscovering someone that they've known all along but have completely forgotten. It's Marty Robbins. So,
What's old is new is new again, kind of deal. I mean, that's,
what was once old is now new.
Well, that's just it. I mean, it really is, you get a different set of ears on it. That's what's great about music.
If you're looking around on the internet to find a song, this is probably what you're going to see. A red background with Marty Robbins dressed in black pulling a gun. And it says Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs. And this is probably one of the best albums to get. I'll call it albums. You call it what media you want to call it. Big Iron, Billy the Kid, 160 Acres. They're Hanging Me Tonight. Oh, what a sad, sorrowful song. El Paso, The Master's Call.
Yeah, El Paso's in Breaking Bad. I remember that. Yeah.
Running Gun, Utah Carol.
Yeah.
This is my dad's. This is from like 1965.
That is cool.
There's another one of my dad's. Dad, I'm showing off your vinyl.
There you go.
Yeah. What? San Angelo? Oh, San Angelo's wonderful. Tall, handsome stranger. Tall, handsome stranger rode into town. Okay. But Marty Robbins also sang other stuff, became famous doing other stuff too. This is for the people who...
This is what blows my mind. This is what I didn't know, actually, about Marty Robbins, until you mentioned it. So...
Yeah, this is nightclub music. This is what your grandma and grandpa would go and they dance arm in arm and they listen to the crooners. This is Marty Robbins kind of crooning a song. I think my favorite song on this album is Pennies from Heaven. I'll be pennies from heaven for you. Oh, yeah.
No, but I could see it in a thing like Fallout, or I could see it in a thing like Bioshock, or I could see it as just some retro kind of, music in something of it. So there's definitely lots of inspirations in record albums. You know that's how rap music started, right?
Tell me, talk to me.
Okay, so
learn me something new, son.
So, and I'm gonna get some of this wrong, so please no
it's okay,
haters,
it's okay,
but
it's okay.
I'm paraphrasing. But basically, they took the beats, I think, off of like the Supremes and a lot of the
boom. Boom, boom,
right, and then they were able to like mix certain tracks, and then they had got a hold of synthesizers and things like that, and then by the time they got they have recording equipment, they have whole albums, whole record albums full of inspiration to work with. I mean, and that's basically how the rap music actually started, at least getting their initial beats.
Sounds like Alan Parsons. Alan Parsons Band?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everyone, when Alan Parsons' music hit the States, everyone thought, oh, he's the rage. And he is the rage.
Yeah.
And everyone was talking about that. Oh, I just want to go see him in concert.
Yeah.
And then we found out that it was just him doing it all in studio and releasing it out on a media. So it's like, you mean we won't be able to see an Alan Parsons concert?
Right.
No.
Well, then not only that, I mean, to flip total different subjects, but there's also like Ozzy Osbourne,
There is just so much good
music
music out there.
There's and he inspired so many musicians. Like, name any rock musician on the planet, they're gonna let that is currently alive, and they're gonna mention Ozzy Osbourne as an inspiration.
Iron Maiden's
another band. And I mean, there's just so much good stuff that you could work with.
There's so much joy in your music, and you don't have to go and dust off your scratchy old LPs and then play them and go, oh yeah, I remember him. Boy, it sounds bad. Just ask some young people that you know about, how can I hear this stuff again? And they'll point you to MP3 players. You can do it, but start out on YouTube and stuff. And if you like watching performances like me, there's a symphonic one for a soundtrack. I'm going to watch a symphony that does a soundtrack to the opening song for Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
that is some majestic music.
Oh, it is, yeah, epic, yeah.
So,
yep, we're getting a little late on time, just to FYI.
Time to wrap it up?
Time to wrap it up, yeah.
Main point being, man, get back into music, okay? We're just about through that tunnel of our existence. But in the meantime, music can't hurt.
No.
Any shout-outs? IT.
Okay, yeah. Shout-outs to IT. They're keeping America going. Shout-outs to... who else?
Podium guy.
Podium man. Or gal.
Fauci.
Fauci, the person that, the people that carried off the electoral ballots off the floor.
You two girls are...
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. That's quick thinking right there.
Some sharp stuff, boy.
That's quick thinking on your feet right there, knowing the ramifications. So,
right.
Because there was a lot of documentation that got left behind. Anyway, different topic altogether, but...
Be good to your neighbor.
Be good to everybody if you can.
Wear your mask.
Please wear your mask.
Please wear your mask.
At least out in public. Social distance. And take care of each other, okay?
Take care of your neighbor.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.